What's up, guys? Nightly Gaming here, and I've been getting a couple really similar messages from you guys, basically saying something to the effect of, Tiger, you've been away from the game for 6 months, units have changed, things have been balanced, the game is different, how are you able to pull off all these 3 stars after only being back for such a short period of time? So I'm going to teach you guys exactly how I'm doing that. Yeah, basically, this is your day to get inside my head, see what I'm thinking. I'm going to go over my analysis of this base. I'm going to say basically every thought that is going through my head, share with you my principles that I use when I'm analyzing a base for 3 stars. And basically the big takeaway here, guys, is that troops are going to change. Like they're going to be balanced. Like just since I've been gone, I think the witches have got a 3rd level. They went from being super overpowered to getting nerfed, and now nobody uses witches anymore. We had the Valkyries gain the extra level, and people went from doing mostly air attacks to using Valkyries a lot because they're really powerful. We got an extra level of hogs. We got an extra level of balloons and hounds, and now like the current thing in the meta is level 3 bowlers. People are, Town Hall 11s are destroying everything in their path with these level 3 bowlers just because they're so powerful. So there's a difference between that, just using the OP troop at the time to be able to get 3 stars, because pretty much anybody can't do that. Like pretty much all you need to do to be able to get a 3-star with max bowlers nowadays is know how to funnel properly, and I'm sure they will eventually be nerfed, but the point is, like, anybody could do that. What I'm going to teach you guys is how to analyze a base so that you can get 3 stars even without super OP troops. And it's all about efficiency and following the general principles that are going to make your attack more efficient and work together. I'm going to show you guys exactly how. So check out this base, guys. It's a you can call it a Dragon Flower, anti-3 base, whatever. Many people use this base or like some modification of this war base. They've been using it for a long time. It's a good base. And so this is a Town Hall 10. I am a Town Hall 11. However, this is a max Town Hall 10 base, and if like you don't understand like the power difference, like even with the 20 a level 20 warden, it's still difficult to be able to 3-star max Town Hall 10 bases. Even as a Town Hall 11 with that warden, yeah, the tome ability is awesome, but it's definitely way harder to 3-star a Town Hall 10 as a Town Hall 11 than it is to 3-star a Town Hall 9 as a Town Hall 10. And that's speaking from experience. I can definitely tell you that I can pretty much go for 10 for 10 in 3-starring Town Hall 9s as a Town Hall 10. But 3-starring max Town Hall 10s as a Town Hall 11, I mean, that's still a difficult thing to do. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do it not just as a Town Hall 11, but also as a Town Hall 10. Because everything I say can be applied to Town Hall 10s. And actually, this particular attack, if I didn't have the Warden, would have gotten a 3-star as a Town Hall 10 if I just simply didn't even use my Warden. Alright, so check out this base. Town Hall 10's the biggest threat is the Infernal Towers. That's the first principle. Biggest threat is the Infernal Towers, so in light of that fact, you want to don't attack the Infernal Towers broadside. So I don't want to attack from the northeast right here or from the southwest right here, because when my main, I don't want my main attack to come from that direction. Because if that were to happen, then they would encounter both Infernal Towers at the same time. That's a very, very dangerous thing to do, because the Infernal Towers are the strongest defense on the entire base. They're the biggest threat. You want to attack them head on and one by one. So you want your main attack to get to the Infernal Towers as quickly as possible, but also one by one. One of the biggest reasons I see for Town Hall 10s failing to 3-star is that Infernal Towers stay up for too long. So the first thing you want to do, like the very first thing you want to do, is plan an attack so that your main attack paths to the Infernal Towers as quickly as possible. And not just one Infernal Tower. Don't just plan for one. You need to follow through all the way to the second Infernal Tower. And so we've already eliminated attacking from 2 sides, and so that leaves 2 other sides. And when I looked at the northwest side, I was like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of walls before getting to that first Infernal Tower. That's way too much. Looking at the other side, I'm like, wow, all I have to do is break into this one wall right here. I can place one jump, and that's going to give me access not only to this first Infernal Tower, but also the second one. I mean, that's it right there. That's exactly what I want to do. And even though this base is heavily compartmentalized, I'm going to get to the two biggest threats on the entire map using only one jump spell. And that's going to allow me to bring another rage spell. So I'm like, okay, that's decided. Now I know I'm attacking with my main army from the southeast, and I'm going to use Valks because they're going to be able to get in there very quickly and destroy those Infernal Towers fast. Now I could have used Bowlers. I mean, that would have also worked, but I chose to use Valks instead. All right, the second thing you want to consider is, should I queen walk? Now, some people just queen walk just because that's the thing to do, but that's definitely, no, you need to think about it a little bit more than that. You need to find out if the queen walk is efficient. And now, looking at the defenses on the outside perimeter of this base, there's enough defenses on the outside that if I queen walked, I'm going to be able to get 3 to 6 defenses during my queen walk, and that's perfectly acceptable. If you can queen walk and get anything more than 3 defenses, it's definitely going to be worth it. As long as your queen stays alive for the entirety of the fight. You don't want to queen walk and then your plan is for the queen to die after the queen walk. That's not worth it. All right. Anyway, so the first thing to consider when you're doing a queen walk is the position of the air defense. You got to look at the range. Because most queen walks, you use 4 healers to be able to keep your queen alive. And if these air defense were further out, then it would pose a threat to those healers that are trailing behind the queen, and it would fire at them. But these air defense are pulled far enough inside the base that they're not really going to become an issue depending on where I queen walk. Now if they were further on the outside of the base, like if they were on the very outside perimeter, they would be no threat at all because the queen would come into contact with them first before the healers and basically take them out. Where it becomes really tricky is when they're in compartments this size and set back. And if they're set back like this, well, of course, this wall is going to give the queen access if this were an air defense. But if this were maybe in the middle of the compartment and this compartment were a little larger and didn't have the staggered walls, then the queen wouldn't be able to reach it. So you have to either not queen walk in that area, or you have to get creative by using wall breakers to bust in the wall, allowing your queen to be able to get at that air defense as she walks by. Alright, so after you've considered the air defense, then you want to move on to the crossbows. And here's where a lot of people fail because they don't realize that crossbows are the most important thing to consider when doing a queen walk. And the reason is because they're point defenses with a large range. Point defenses because they're high damage single target. You can see 100 damage per second, similar to cannons, which are 98 damage per second, similar to archer towers, which is a 3rd point defense, also 98 damage per second. And so the general rule of thumb is a level 40 queen or a level anything queen with 4 healers cannot sustain more than 2-point defenses. And if you've got a crossbow like this that the queen is going to be in range of the entire time, that means the queen only has room to engage 1 more point defense before she has to start using either her phase ability or rage spells on the healers to keep her topped off. And that's a huge problem because look, here's 2 cannons close to each other. That's 3 3-point defenses, including the crossbow. That also overlaps with the range of this archer tower, and you can see there's interlocking point defenses around the entire base. So basically, I would have to use rage spells or the queen's ability pretty much constantly to be able to keep my queen up if she was under fire by the crossbow the entire time. So this corner right here is a no-go. Looking at the second crossbow, I can see that it's pulled back further, and I can see that my queen's not going to be in contact with the crossbow as much. It's a lot more feasible, but the problem is I've already decided my main attack is coming from here, right? You don't want to start your queen on the opposite side of where your main attack is going because it's going to take too long for the queen to circle around to meet your main army, and that's your goal. You want your queen to meet up with your king, and the rest of your main body, because your army is going to be a lot stronger with the queen supporting them. And time is always a factor when you're talking about circling around half the entire base. So that's a no-go as well. And then when I looked at